Welcome friends, it's Ray. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, I am making a card using pattern paper and the Waffle Flower Postage Collage die. And I just want to thank all of my subscribers for subscribing. I have over 1,100 now. And wanted to give away some prizes, and so stay tuned for the end of this video for more details on that giveaway. Okay, so from the Rainbow Twirl, I love this collection and I've been using it so much to make collage cards, and we'll show you more at the end of the video. And we're going to use this design today. Okay, so here is my template. And just showing all of the steps to cut. So I will take a picture of this and leave it on my blog post. And that way you can take a picture of it or download it and have it. Okay. And we are going to make sure as we cut that we cut in order. So let's bring in our trimmer, paper trimmer, and this is the side. We're going to first cut it 3 3/4 wide by 6. Okay, and then we're going to cut. We'll move this out of the way. We can use that in a different project. So then we're going to turn it and cut at 1.5 inches across, or 1.5 inches to get that top piece. Okay, keeping that in order, turning that back around. Then the third step is to cut 1 3/4. So that's what we'll do here. And this gives us our 3 pieces. That's what you want, to start with the 3 pieces. Okay, and so then step number 4 for this top piece is to cut it 2 7/8 wide. And that's going to give us our 2 pieces for the top. Okay, and then we're going to take this left piece and cut at 2 1/4 or 2 1/4 to get these 2 pieces. We just did 5. Now we're going to do 6. We want this piece to be 1.5 inches high, so we're going to trim off the excess. So we want this 1.5. Okay, so we're going to cut that at 1.5. Okay, and then we're going to discard this piece, use it in a different project. Same here. Now we're going to cut 1 7/8. Okay. And then keep that in the same direction. Then take this piece and cut it to 1 7/8. Okay. All right, and then our 2 leftover pieces we can use in a different project or toss. Okay, all right, so now we have our cut pieces and we can start putting our collage together. Okay, so I did forget a couple of steps. So these 2 pieces I cut 2 inches wide because, you know, I started with a 3 3/4 and cut off 1 3/4, which left 2. So what I do need to do for these 2 pieces is trim them to 1 15/16, or you can do 1 7/8. Just depends upon, you know, how wide you want them. You'll see as we start to put our collage together. I'm going to start with 1 15/16. Okay, and so that's just the last tick mark after we get to the 1 inch, or the last tick mark after the 1 inch mark, or the one before the 2 inch, however you want to look at it. So it's just this sliver. Okay. Like I said, you can do a little bit more to the 1 7/8 mark if need be. But I'm gonna, of course, start with 1 15/16 first. And if I feel like I need to trim it down a little bit more, I will. Okay, so just wanted to show you that I've made the adjustments over here. So now we have 10 steps. Or this one can be condensed into one step, you know, before you cut these 2 pieces down. Yeah. Okay, we're going to discard that. Now we can bring in our die cut panel and go ahead and get our glue and start affixing our pieces. Okay. All right. Just gonna use my liquid glue so that I have room to move this around and adjust it when I place it on my panel. Like this. Okay, so that looks pretty good, pretty centered. So now we're going to take our 7/8 inch piece, and I'm using my tweezers on purpose, yes, to hold it, but also to make sure that I keep the right side up, because I tend to forget when I'm crafting, and then I'll end up with something that is going in the wrong direction just because I forgot. Okay, that looks pretty good. And so I'm just going to take each piece and place it on my panel in order. And again, my tweezers are making sure that I keep my pieces in the right direction. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good. Okay, so here's that 1 15/16 of an inch wide. I think that's better because 1 7/8 would have been a little less, and so more of the white would be showing, and that's not really consistent with the rest of the design. So 1 15/16 looks like the best option there. And I apologize. I thought I had my measurements measured out just so. But it's a hair off. So what I post on my blog will be this with the adjustments that we made during this video. Huh? Okay, beautiful. That's beautiful. And like I said, these tweezers really just help me make sure I got everything lined up in the direction it should be. So that's just it. That's it. That's just the ease of it. just a matter of getting, like I said, getting your dimensions in order and getting your pieces cut. And it's beautiful. I actually got this idea from Allison Fraser on one of her YouTube blogs, or YouTube videos a couple of months ago, or a month or so ago. And I said, oh, this is great. I can use 6x6 pattern paper. Love it. So let's now cut a mat. I'm going to cut a mat off camera, and we'll come back and finish this card. So I think what I want to do is use this Thanks sentiment. These strips these are from Simon Says Stamp. Let me see. It's called Thank You. And they came in various colors. And so I just happen to have a piece of matching cardstock from Simon. I think this is my only piece left. So I'm going to use that for my mat and this for my sentiment strip. Just want to show you options. You can do almost anything with these. So let's see here. We're going to go ahead and cut that to, let me see, what did I use on this card? I can't remember. I think 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. I have to bring in my larger trimmer for this. We're going to cut it 4 3/4. Oh wow. Just got that. And then by 6 3/4. Okay, so I've cut the comma off of the end, and I'm gonna trim this down a little bit more. So to trim off this bottom, I'm just gonna place this on my Post-it note, on the sticky bottom side to hold it, and I can place this in my trimmer where I want it. Okay. I also cut a sub-sentiment, "You are the best." So before I start assembling my collage, I wanted to actually stamp some return symbols on it with this Waffle Flower Postage Collage stamp. Okay. So hopefully I got all of these going in the right direction. I'm going to check them. I'm going to close the door on my Misty to pick them up, and then I'm going to check them to be sure they are all going in the same direction. Here I'm bringing in my Hero Arts Intense Black ink, and will stamp this about 3 times to really get the impression that I want. Okay, so I have placed just a couple of strips of double-sided tape on the back of my panel, and I am only doing that because this tape fixes more quickly than liquid glue, and I want to be sure it is strong on my panel before I start doing the other or finishing up my panel. So I just want to make sure it's it's strongly affixed. That is why I put the double-sided tape. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and place liquid glue along all of the edges, even though that with the tape, just so I have room to move my panel as I get it affixed to my mat. Okay, and so now just adding liquid glue to the rest of the panel. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and place this on my mat and get that lined up before I commit it. Let's just smooth that over the hair. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so that looks good. A little bit more on the right. Let's fix that. It's time for our random thoughts and questions. Hashtag RTQ. What supplies do you have in your stash that you need to use more of, could stand to use less of, or need to re-gift? Let me know in the comments. Here I'm bringing in my paper trimmer and trimming down my card base just to fit my card panel. And then I will add my double-sided tape and liquid glue and affix this panel to my card base. And then I bring in my T-square ruler and use some of the lines on my mat to line up where I want to place my thank you sentiment. And this sentiment is, the strip is popped up on foam tape, and commit that. Then I bring in my sub-sentiment, adding a little liquid glue to the back, and positioning that just underneath the thank you. And I'm bringing in my Elizabeth Craft Gold Glitter Peel-Offs, and I'm going to add 3 of the medium-sized gems to the front of my card using the rule of 3 and putting them in a triangular pattern to add interest. And then this card, of course, made off camera. This is the one I made for the suicide prevention hop, and just love the way this came out. I did use the fancy U die from the Stamp Timber this year, Simon Says Stamp, for my U sentiment. And of course, just angled my O because I could, because it fit. I angled it, and I thought that would just, add a little something extra to the card. And then use some sentiment strips from that same Stamp Timber release. I used the U sentiment strips for this Mean the World to Me. Love that. And then matted everything in the navy blue. So here are the other panels, collage panels I've made from the Rainbow Twirl 6x6. So this is a duplicate of the one I did in the video. And then I've used this paper and the wreath paper that was formed into a wreath. I wondered how that would look, and I think it came out okay. But later I will finish these up and make cards out of them. But I just wanted to show you the different pattern paper. And here I ended up adjusting my template back to 1 15/16 on those last 2 cuts, because that's what it ended up being. And so I just made that adjustment to the template itself, and that is what I'll be posting on my blog for you. Now let's talk about the giveaway. There are over $300 in prizes. There will be 3 winners, 2 U.S. winners and 1 international. The deadline to enter is Friday, October 4th at midnight. Winners are announced 10 on Winners are announced the next day, October 5th, in a video. So stay tuned over here on YouTube. Here are the giveaway entry rules. So first, you need to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So you need to be a subscriber. You need to leave a comment on the video with your answer to this question. What supplies do you have in your stash that you need to use more of, or could stand to use less of, or need to regift? Include your state and country in your post. And then this is an optional entry. You can subscribe to me on my Instagram channel and tag someone on my Instagram post. You also have to be a YouTube subscriber and leave the comment on this video as outlined above. And then another optional is to get one extra entry per video I post to YouTube during the month of September through October 4th. All you need to do is leave a comment on that YouTube video post before the entry deadline. And so those are, I think I posted a couple already for September. Those are included. So do take a look at the videos and leave a comment there for an extra entry. And as I stated, the giveaway is open to both U.S. and international subscribers, and the winner must claim their prize within 72 hours of it being announced on YouTube on 10/5. More details on that video. A note that all of the prizes were bought by me. No one is sponsoring this video. The products are coming from Craft Stash, iCrafter, Lawn Fawn, Hero Arts, Catherine Pooler, Paper Rose Studios, Avery L, and those others listed here on the screen. And there will be 3 prizes. Prize pack number 1 is going to include the rotating stamp platform, dies, and stamps, stencil, and ink, with an approximate value of $180, and this is a U.S. winner. Prize pack 2 will have stamps, dies, and stencils, approximate value $100, and that's one U.S. winner. And then prize 3 is one $25 Craft Stash e-voucher, and that's an international winner. And note that most of the products are destashed products from my stash, except the rotating stamp platform. I purchased that solely for this giveaway. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you will participate in the giveaway, as there are a lot of prizes to be had. Until next time, good day, friends.